Good morning. How you doing? Welcome back to Risk of Rain 2, the game and the mistress that hates me but loves you. My name is Seshto, thank you for joining me tonight. After a long hiatus, I finally decided to make another video. And what better video than Risk of Rain 2? Perfect game. Let's just sit around and talk a bunch of crap for about 40 minutes until we inevitably die to some BS. So business as usual. Actually, Risk of Rain 2 had a dev stream today revealing the new character for their DLC, the new survivor, Operator. A very, very interesting choice. I didn't know what to make of it when I first saw it. I don't know what to make of the whole DLC in general. It's one of those things that it's quite dubious to me, quite a mischievous little thing. But from what I saw of the Operator, I'm kind of in mixed spirits about it. Just because I feel like, how do I put this in a way that makes sense? I feel like it's not Risk of Rain anymore. I feel like a lot of people are just getting... I feel like their marketing team is doing really, really good. And people are just going to instantly buy in. It's sort of the fallacy of gaming now where the bells and whistles and all of the flashy stuff, it's so good at convincing us that things are good. And then you play the game and you're like, okay, this is all terribly balanced, it's completely unoptimized, and my gaming experience is completely ruined. But why? Let's dive into this. Let's break this argument down. Why do I have mixed feelings? The Operator looks cool. It's a similar thing to NG, kind of, a summoner type class. You have the drones and they do things and they go places. That's all well and cool. You use the drones to facilitate your movements and facilitate pretty much everything you do. That's great. Makes sense. I'm guessing the thing that I don't like is kind of what I mentioned earlier. It no longer feels like Risk of Rain. It kind of feels like we're playing a very loose third-person shooter. Just from what I was seeing of the stream that they did today, and it just doesn't sit well with me. The map I saw was just, it looked too big. It looked far too big. It looks so big and so just spacious. And while that's a good thing, granted, in later stages, early game, like imagine moving through a map that huge right now. At this stage, where I've got barely anything, no movement, only the movement that my shift gives me, and I'm struggling to find items. Just imagine that kind of scenario. It sucks. That would suck so badly. I just feel like a lot of these maps, I feel like, depending on the RNG, you're not even guaranteed to have a good movement speed until maybe 30 minutes in. If you're really lucky and you play everything correctly, maybe like 15-20 minutes in, you have a decent enough speed and you're able to carry yourself through. Maybe Loader. Loader probably wouldn't be affected at all and would be able to just go wham bam thank you ma'am straight from the get-go. But for characters like, imagine Multi. Imagine Multi on that gigantic map. Someone who's just vertically challenged in every aspect. That's not going to be a fun experience. Now granted, with Operator, he does have that ability where the drone can carry him like a little thing, you know, a little taxi, and it can carry him, holy guacamole, but it can carry him through the air, so your verticality is there just for that survivor, and it's actually a very good, you know, it's really good verticality for the beginning. But yeah, I just feel like these maps are huge. I feel like they're not Gearbox is just not understanding what made Risk of Rain. It's compact maps, sort of like, you know, this isn't a massive map when you think about it. You can get across it in maybe a minute and a half. You can go from one end of it to the other in a minute and a half. And it makes sense, you know, it's not too long, but it's fairly linear. And most of the ramps lead from the ground upwards, so it's not too much of a trek to get some verticality. See, like there, and up the cliffs, and up that side there, and up the log, and up there. But in this new map, it just feels like there's like 5 tiers. Like that is I don't know, I feel like it's a big time waster. In a game where time is of the essence, you're going to waste a lot of time trying to chase chests that are way beyond your reach in early game. And I just think that's a massive detriment. I think, yeah, I'm just not a fan of that. I feel like they're trying to cater it towards the new set of survivors and their abilities without trying to either revamp or try to accommodate the old survivors. Like NG. Oh my god, imagine NG on one of them big gigantic maps. Them big old maps. NG will be useless. The guy's a walking fridge, for crying out loud. He's just, like, he's great. I love NG. I love him to death. But let's be honest, the man's got legs shorter than a T-Rex's arms. Like, it's not good. It's not looking good. So, I just question the longevity of some of the old survivors when it comes to these massive maps that they're making with all these layers and tiers and stuff like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll be completely proven wrong. And I hope I am. But if it's anything like Seekers of the Storm, they really gotta make sure that they get this right from the get-go. Hey, I've got a tail. That's cool. You know the old PS1 Spider-Man game? First Spider-Man game I ever played. Did not know what the hell I was doing. Like with most games I played during my youth. Kind of just feeling my way through. Back in those days, there were no online reviews, there were no online tutorials. Back in my day, type thing, you know, the best you got was cheat codes on Games Radar. That's pretty much it. Or whatever magazine you happen to get, and they happen to have in the back maybe some cheat codes. If you want the rest of them, you got to get next week's issue. But yeah, that's just kind of the way it is. And oftentimes as a kid, you don't really know how to play some of these games, or you don't know how some of these mechanics work, and it's like bashing your head against a wall for 5 hours because you had the time back then. And you just didn't get it, but it's the simplest thing in the world. Some of these PS1 games were never intuitive. And my god, sometimes they would put time limits on things and they scared the holy heck out of you. Spider-Man PS1 was a great example of that. The first level was fun as hell for me until, and if you've played the game, you know what I'm talking about with this level. The very first level where you hear Stan Lee introduce you as a true believer. You had to save the bank from a bomb. Holy crap, they reused that in the third one as well, in Spider-Man 3. I'm rambling. What was I saying? Yeah. The bomb, basically. You had to move a bomb from a completely separate room in the vault to behind the safe. And there was a time limit when the bomb was primed, and little me folded under that pressure so many times. I saw a timer, my heart rate started going, my hands started getting clammy, dude. My eyes started looking everywhere, I started looking for help, I started praying to God. I was in trouble, dude. And eventually, you know, you grow up and you get there. Or maybe even still as a kid, you get it by dumb luck. You know, you try something enough, eventually you're gonna get it, either by accident or by intention. That's just the way life works. And so one day I did it, and the next mission, oh my god, that next mission with Scorpion, all of this conversation just because of this little scorpion tail on the back of my back. Scorpion's backstory in Spider-Man was that I think he was a criminal, Matt Gargan, who, in order to defeat Spider-Man, was bankrolled by J. Jonah Jameson into an experimental exosuit that eventually he could not get off. It drove him basically insane because he could never take it off. And he's always had to thing out for Jameson because of it. So in this mission, it's going along the premise that Matt Gargan has found Jameson after hours working in the Daily Bugle, like the typical editorial genius J. Jonah Jameson is. He puts in overtime like crazy. And so Matt Gargan corners him, and you call up JJ late at night on the top of a roof, as Peter Parker does, and he does his typical, "Parker, get the police! It's Scorpion! He's here! He's trying to kill me!" type thing. And then you have to go through all of this overworld aspect of swinging through buildings and fighting off thugs and getting to the Bugle, all while there is this massive bar at the top of your screen of Scorpion and how close he's getting to Jonah. And it's slowly decreasing. Each time, as you're making your way, it's slowly decreasing. And if that wasn't bad enough, if you think that, oh, okay, maybe that doesn't sound too bad, a bit of pressure, fine, I can deal with a bit of pressure. Ho ho ho, my friend. Every sort of milestone, the closer Matt Gargan gets to Jameson, his icon would inflate big as all life so that you could see it even if you were looking at the floor. And he would hiss and he would give a voice line basically telling you, hurry the hell up because I'm about to devour this man alive. Pause. But yeah, it was very in your face, very just, you better kick your ass into high gear and start swinging for your life, because this is gonna happen if you don't turn up soon. That was a nightmare. That was a frick. Oh my god, yeah. So as a kid, I thought, those were the scariest parts, right? Oh, I already got the healing drone. Look at me rambling, not knowing what I'm doing. This is gonna be a good run. So yeah, so as if that part wasn't scary enough, okay? Little old me had no idea what the hell I was getting into. Because when I got older, I went back to finish that game. Because I thought, as online games became more popular and stuff like that, sometimes your Wi-Fi goes down, or sometimes there's nothing to play, or you just have a bit of nostalgia. So sometimes I'd plug in the PS1 or the PS2, because games were backwards compatible. So I'd plug in the PS2, and on like a holiday or Christmas or summer, I would just load it up and try and beat these games I never played, go through the backlog. So I started playing Spider-Man, went through it, Venom was great, I loved Venom as a kid, always did. And I thought, great, beat Venom. But wait, there's more. Carnage shows up. Everybody shows up in that game, actually. Literally everybody. Punisher, Daredevil, Human Torch, Stan Lee, everybody. Captain America even shows up at one point. Carnage, Otto Octavius. The only one who doesn't is the Green Goblin. But at the end, I've never had so much fear than the ending of Spider-Man PS1. Why? Buckle up, kiddo. Grandpa Seshto is about to tell you a story from his youth. Ugh, you better get yourself a sandwich, we're gonna be here a while. The ending of that game, you fight Otto Octavius, and you fight, oh by the way, spoilers, in case it wasn't obvious. You fight Otto Octavius in an underwater lab somewhere under the ocean, because something about coolant, nuclear power and cooling and stuff like that, and underwater, best place for evil secret lab. So you fight Otto, knock him out. You then get grabbed, because while you were fighting Otto, basically you and Venom team up. This is very staggered, I know, but I'm sort of filtering my thoughts real time and editing everything real time and focusing on the game. It's a lot of RAM is being used right now. So Venom goes to fight Carnage because Venom feels responsible for Carnage, okay? Venom teams up with you, he fights Carnage, you fight Otto. Okay, I'm finally getting to the point. Stay with me. I'm finally getting there. Now, Carnage absolutely wipes the floor with Venom because canonically, a symbiote spawn will always be stronger than its sire, which is why Carnage wanted to kill Toxin, because when Carnage spawned Toxin involuntarily, it knew that and it couldn't stand that, so it wanted to kill it before it got too powerful and bonded with the host. Didn't work. Now, Carnage then brings you up to his battlefield and you fight Carnage. And D. Bradley Baker, that man was nuts with Carnage's voice. It was the most maniacal, high-pitched, nasally whining, sadistic, serial killer-like voice constantly ringing in your ears. And props to him, you know, props to him. Absolute marvel of a man. When it comes to animal noises or any sort of creature noises, absolutely amazing. So you fight Carnage. You beat Carnage using sound and things, which makes no sense because Carnage has an aversion to sound. Carnage is more fire. But sure, I'll play game, I'll play ball, you know, it's a video game. We're trying to bend the rules, we're trying to make a narrative. Sometimes you have to bend the rules to make the narrative work and make the game entertaining. I get it. So you beat Carnage. And while Spider-Man is absolutely trash-talking the hell out of Cletus Cassidy, calling him a loser, a freak, he'll never, you know, amount to anything. At the same time, the symbiote releases Cletus, and it disappears. But our hero is too busy trash-talking. He's too busy crashing out and flaming on the already abusive or traumatic serial killer. He's already doing enough. And then, all of a sudden, Spider-Man looks off into the distance and he goes, "Yep, well, another day, another happy ending for our hero." And what happens? Crash. The floor rips open, a tentacle sprouts out from it, and drags Spider-Man back down into Otto Octavius' arena. And what do we find? Otto Octavius has been taken by Carnage's symbiote, and now you're dealing with Monster Ock. A symbiote Carnage Dr. Octopus. Okay, that sounds cool. Let's fight him. Wrong, my good sir. Absolutely wrong. You, sir? You, sir, will be the first to die in any situation that requires self-preservation, because you have the self-preservation instincts of a potato. Nope. You can't fight it. He's way too strong. What do? The whole place at the same time is going nuclear. It's about to blow. The whole underwater lab. And you're not like kiddie pool shadow. You're not like kiddie pool underwater shallow waters. You're full on deep diving. So what do you have to do? It's a chase sequence. A fucking chase sequence. Excuse my language, but that's how much this thing traumatized me. It's a chase sequence where you have to run, camera facing towards Spidey, like the front of Spidey, not from over the shoulder. It's not over the shoulder. The camera is disconnected from Spider-Man. It's not over his shoulder. It's not from behind him. It's completely separated. You have to run through a disconnected camera, watching Monster Ock chase you through these narrow corridors as you escape this underwater base. And if that wasn't bad enough, they put obstacles in the way. Because why not? So you have to manage, so you can't see what's in front of you. And all of a sudden you have to swing through panes of glass, jump over tubes that form on the ground, so you have to jump over them, and then you have to go all the way. Oh, I didn't keep an eye on the clock, did I? I should get out of here. Then you have to go basically upwards whenever the tunnel ends, because there's 5 layers. All while evading Monster Ock, who, by the way, similar to Scorpion, has a giant bar above his head telling you how close he's getting to you, all while he's screeching these ghastly noises at you about how he's gonna rip you to shreds and eat you and kill you and do all this nonsense to you.
It's not over yet.
And it's kind of, it's really something, you know? It's really something. And you have to do that for 5 levels. 5 levels of running, of jumping, of swinging, of making sure you're keeping adequate distance between you and this absolute freak of nature that cannot be harmed in any shape or form. For the most part, you can fight things. In the Venom chase sequence earlier, you could fight Venom if you caught him, right? You were the chaser. It made sense. But Venom was playing with you. You can't touch Ark. You can't. You touch, he gets a single touch on you, a little tippy touch, you're dead. And he is blasting through everything as well at the same time. So all these panes of glass that you're trying to swim through, or trying to swing through, all of these tubes that you're jumping over, all of these places that you have to maneuver your way through last second, it doesn't apply to him. It does not apply to Monster Ark. He is tearing through every single obstacle. Literally cannot be stopped. All while he's just screeching and what's nightmare fuel. It is honestly, even as an adult, it's one of the most stress-inducing things I've ever done in my life. The relief you feel when that cutscene hits, because you don't know when it's gonna hit. There's no obvious tell. Everything looks the same. So you're just running through this corridor waiting for something to just trigger. And when it does, my god. It's just, you feel it. So much relief. So much relief. And then you finish the game. So yeah. Spider-Man PS1. Honestly recommend it. Because until Spider-Man... when was it? When did that come out? Until Spider-Man, you know, the good one from Insomniac. Until that came out, that was probably the best Spider-Man game I'd ever played, because I never played Spider-Man 2. I know Spider-Man 2 is very much sort of the gold standard for swinging, and just the gold standard of Spider-Man games in general, but I never played it. I never managed to get my hands on that. I had my hand on many games, but never on Spider-Man 2. I managed to play Web of Shadows, which I really liked. Because like I mentioned before, I really like Venom. So a whole game based around Venom, and that sort of implication of what would happen if he infected everyone, was great. Absolutely a great game. I played it on the Wii as well, so I got a really, like, the control system for the Wii on that game was immaculate. Graphics were a bit of a downgrade compared to Xbox and I think PS3. But on the Wii, definitely a more intuitive game. It felt a lot better. Why the hell did I bring up Spider-Man? You know a conversation is good when the person can't even remember how it started. Why did I bring up Spider-Man? Scorpion, that's right, because of the tail. Oh shit. Oh crap, brother. We are in trouble. This chest has it. This chest has everything to fix this run. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I really hope when this DLC comes out, they don't do some nonsense like have an enemy that steals your drones or something like that. That would be such arse cheeks. Especially for Operator. Imagine you've got all these drones that you've bought with your own money and then some Lemurian just yoinks them. Like a hacker Lemurian. They're gonna create, that's what they're gonna do, I bet you. They're gonna create a, I don't know, what's it, what do you call it, a special enemy? For lack of a better term, a special enemy. They're gonna create one of them that just hacks your drones and takes them from you. Wouldn't that just be fun? I think that's my biggest thing with the DLC. It kind of feels like they're just making another Borderlands. That's kind of how it feels to me. This is why I like slicing winds. Like, Eviscerate would be good, yes, because you don't take damage, but once that sort of small window is over, you're really just stuck. you're so stuck in that spot. With slicing winds, you can do that and just dash away. It's so much nicer, but anyway, let's have a look at this legendary chest, shall we, please? Oh mon dieu. Oh mon dieu, that's great. That's absolutely fantastic. Oh my goodness, that's great. Honestly, the armor reductions are going to be crazy. Between Symbiotic Scorpion and Shattering Justice, we are so in business. So in business. I really do like Mercenary's not Eviscerate, his exposure mechanic. Proper good, that one. Oh, Gasolina is exactly what I needed at this point in time. Oh, I can also get rid of all of those banners. Not the best items, and I'm not exactly thrilled about them. But it's a nice bit of scrap, though. So I don't know what happened there. I had a bit of a tongue twister right there. I've been doing a lot of speaking recently, like a lot of speaking. Partially because it's to do with kind of why I haven't uploaded anything in a while. I've been working on my Lords of the Fallen playthrough, which had a lot of complications, which I will now explain. So basically, what happened was I finished Darksiders 3. Okay, this is a bit of lore. A bit of a pullback behind the curtain. So I finished Darksiders 3, and I said to myself, okay, I'm going to play Lords of the Fallen. So I picked that up, and I also picked up Remnant 2. I played Remnant 2 by myself. Great game, fun game. Played the first one, liked it. Played the second one, it was okay. So, played Lords of the Fallen, because I really liked sort of the grim gothic aspect of it. It was more of that. It wasn't like how Dark Souls was more like a grounded fantasy, based on realistic aspects and based on things that you would probably see during the medieval era, just a bit twisted and contorted to fit, you know, the situations. Lords of the Fallen was sort of amped up a bit more, and I really liked that. It was more fantasy gothic, which I really liked. So I played it, and I was going to make a series on it after Darksiders 3, so it was scheduled for somewhere around April, May it was scheduled for. And everything was going to plan, completely to plan, except by episode 4, I think I had technical issues. And while I had the rest of the stuff edited, I went to episode 4 and I realized everything just wasn't coming through. The audio was not coming through. My mic kept cutting out. The noise gate was not set properly. Other features were not set properly. There was no audio coming from sort of the game. It was just, everything just didn't work out. And with things like this, you can't go back because the progress has already been made. So I tried to sort of salvage what I could, and it was very minimal. Couldn't salvage none of it. So I had to do the next best thing. Improvise. Now, improvising is not one of my soft skills. It is not on my CV, and I'm not very good at it. So I tried to think about what I could have done with all of that data I had so far. Do I start again? No, it wouldn't be authentic. So I wasn't going to go that way. And I kind of just settled on, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the game. I'm going to finish the game in my own time, in my own pace. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of that playthrough, and I'm going to do like a post commentary over it. But then I thought, that's kind of boring, and that's been done many times. I wanted to try something like completely fresh to me. So I thought, hey, why not put two of my passions together? So I did the playthrough, and I thought, why don't I take my voiceover, I'd mix my voiceovers with this. And I thought, how can I do that? So then I said to myself, why don't I just make the whole playthrough like a bit of a movie? And I know it was a bit of a gamble, but why don't I essentially do like a role-playing playthrough? A role-playing movie playthrough kind of thing, where I roleplay from the perspective of my character going through the story, doing the decisions, trying to give insight into it. So, that's what I did. I put all of the clips together. I edited them down because 12 hours is exceptionally long for me to ask of somebody to dedicate their time to. Even in segments, that's still incredibly long. So I condensed it down to about maybe 2.5 hours. I'm still not sure if I got the best of everything in it, but I did my best. And I decided I was gonna write a script, so I wrote a script and I voiced it, and I wasn't happy. I did it all, and I just wasn't happy. And I've rewritten the script like 6 times, voiced it over about 7 times more. Still not happy with it. Tried to adjust some of the stuff. I'm very perfectionist. I'm a perfectionist, so if it's not right, I'm definitely not going to put it out. But I think it's got to the point now where it's just taking so much of my energy to continuously redo stuff that I'm just going to sort of be happy with what I've got so far and try and make the best of it. It's not bad, it's just me sort of having this idealism and say, well, if it's not this, you know, if it's not like this, then it's going to be absolute crap. I think everybody can relate to that in some shape or form. And yeah, so I'm still working on that basically. I'm finishing off lining up all the lines, finishing up making sure that everything makes sense. And if there's anything missing, then I'll just put that down to a learning experience, really. That's the best thing I can do. But yeah, that's coming out soon, hopefully. I wanted to get it out by August, but like I said, I kept rewriting the thing. It was my first time writing a script, it was my first time kind of doing that kind of very long form voiceover stuff. I've never really done audiobooks or that kind of format, so doing very long form was new to me. And yeah, it was a good experience. Very good experience though, but very tiring. Very, very tiring. I guess these videos, actually, the Risk of Rain videos helped a lot. Or maybe that's helped with this, you know, trying to put my thoughts together and trying to put the words in a microphone and put it all down. But yeah, so that's sort of like an insight behind the curtain, and hopefully that's coming out soon, and I'm just gonna accept it for what it is, and for whoever sees it, and you know, if you enjoy it, great. If you don't enjoy it, feedback for next time, if I ever decide to do something like that again, which I probably will, because it wasn't a bad experience. It's just I made it such an exhausting process by constantly doubting myself and being way too self-critical. Time to get on with it. Cool. I really do like the alternative. I like the eviscerate loop that comes with using the dash and slicing winds. I really do like that. Like, the other dash is cool, you get 3 dashes, but I feel like you just spend most of your time running away. The eviscerate loop is so much better because it all just continuously cools down your abilities. You could just spam them, and if you get brainstalks, you could just spam them even more. I don't know how I didn't die there, because I know the magma worm's head does like so much more damage, I think, unless they fix that. Or maybe that's just headcanon. Maybe that's just my little thing that I put in my own head. If I can get magma thingy, that'd be great. Nope, ATG will still be even better. And then maybe I'll hit void bubbles after this, void bubles, just to be on the safe side. Alright, I'm feeling kind of upset now. There you go. Ooh, there you go. That's a good item. Monsieur. Oh, it's a good day today. And with that, I think we are free to go, you know? It is, as we say in France, phénoménal. Il est vraiment phénoménal. La, la, la. Okay, Vicious Falls. What a great place to start. What a great thing. Oh hey, hi. How you doing? There you go. Have some fellas. Oh, if I could get bleed, that Noxious Thorn from earlier would just be absolutely dandy. If you could maybe send one my way, I'd be eternally grateful. Let's find a big chest, the biggest chest I can find. Praise be to the big chests. That one should do. Yeah, that should do. Could have been better. But I will not punch a gift horse in the mouth. Instead, I will ride it into the sunset and shoot it in the head as an emergency brake. But you didn't hear that from me. Yeah, the goal for this was just to get the skin. I'm not planning on beating the game or anything, just getting the skin. Everything after that is a bonus. Let's go and get... Let's get the health kit. I can't afford it. Wow, capitalism. A system that always takes and never gives. Appreciate your homes. Yeah, the one thing that does suck about slicing winds is you have to be very accurate with it. If you miss even just by a bit, oh, you've wasted it. You better hope that they're in the vicinity. Just ask them to scooch over just a little bit. Just a little bit. We'll all be home for Christmas. There's nothing here. This place is barren. Empty. Oh, I missed. Oh, but that's why we have exposure. We do that, we do that, we do that. And we're eating well tonight. Oh, finally! Finally, the crutch of this entire build. The crutch. A focus crystal, my man. A focus crystal. This is the one thing that ties every melee character down. Brilliant. Oh, a uke as well. Oh my god, Lepton Daisy! Oh, Lepton Daisy! Lepton Daisies, if you don't know, best item in the game. Unequivocally. Best item in the game. That's totally not a biased opinion. It is 100% facts. It is proven. And if you disagree with me, then you're completely wrong. I'm sorry. It's the best item in the game. Such a good item. I would replace my left kidney with a Lepton Daisy. Look at that. Now we're gaming. Now we're gaming, son. There we go. Little disciple. Nah, we get whip. Wow. I wish that was Little Disciple. Little Disciple would have just been the cherry on top. I kind of do want to die though, so I can get the void items. I think the void items just have more applicability here, just more utility. better suited for the situation, really. Look at that, Lepton Daisy, absolute hog. Just gonna do the boss and then go for the green crystal because I just don't want any of these guys coming after me, to be honest. And by the end of this, I should have enough money. Yeah, I just like the exposure loop that comes with being able to constantly proc exposure. The alternate dash, I don't know if I ever finished that train of thought, but the alternate dash doesn't proc exposure, so you can't constantly loop it, you have to wait for cooldowns, but just being able to constantly trigger off exposure and then hit exposure to reset your cooldowns, also lower your cooldowns, it's actually something I didn't appreciate in Mercenary for a while. But once you get used to it, it's actually a really, really solid mechanic. Okay, did not realize you were still there, Mr. Lobster. Or, wait, you're not Lobster, you're Larry. Now the question is, do I get rid of you? No. Because I think you can help me here. I think you are of use. You are of use to me. Against these heathens. Okay. You died quicker than I thought. That's okay. I think I have enough money to settle this debt that I owe. What does Halcyon mean again? I forgot what Halcyon means. I looked it up the other day. But I forgot. These are the things I think about in my downtime. This is the stuff I cut out. Imagine the stuff I you know... With all the stuff I do put in, imagine what I don't put in. All my musings and rantings. I probably learned how to, probably learned space travel and just never shared it because I've just edited it out because I thought it was too boring. Anyway, Golden Boy. These guys are not to be trifled with, they're actually quite dangerous. I wish I had Larry. I would really, really wish I had Larry. Oh, he's gonna take a while to kill. Alright, what if I just go hyper-aggressive? Hyper-aggressive. Hyper-aggressive. If I just keep bouncing over his head, stomp on him like a Goomba, what's he gonna do? I think he's gonna swing his sword and he's gonna freaking make mincemeat out of me. Just keep spamming dash to get out of harm's way. Almost there. Almost there. Summon the boys just for that safety. There we go. That's it. Noxious Thorn. And backup mag. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're seeking the storm. Oh, I get a third one and a fin. We are seeking the storm. We're seeking it so hard. Oh, what unfortunate circumstances. Dude, the legendaries in this have been great. Absolutely fantastic. Oh my goodness. Hello. I can be a bit more reckless because I do have a spare life, so I'm okay with that. I can be exceptionally reckless. Oh, that freaking Noxious Thorn is fantastic. Being able to spread those statuses. Oh, I like the music here as well. The music here is great, man. It's great. Absolutely fantastic. Now, where are you? You're in there. I think I will miss Chris in the new DLC if I decide to get it. Because I think he's not doing the music, is he? It's somebody else that they've given it to. I don't know how I feel about that. I like to give everybody a chance, but I also gave them a chance when it came to the actual DLC itself. I gave Gearbox a chance when it came to Seekers of the Storm, and I was very much let down, so... Granted, actually, to be fair, they did have Granted, they did have a redemption arc, but it did kind of, they killed a lot of the impressions that people had for this game. A lot of the, you know, they let a lot of people down, and I don't think you can get that back. You may redeem yourself, but that doesn't mean you're forgiven. No Man's Sky is forgiven. And they're 10 years down the line, so, you know, think about that. Now, do I go for... I think I will. I'm feeling spicy. I'm feeling incredibly spicy today. Should I just start streaming? Should I just do that? I got a lot to say. And it might be good to just play games on. Like, nothing too fancy. I'm not the TV host kind of guy. I'm more just like the chilled, laid-back guy who just likes to speak his mind a lot. Sometimes. But I think streaming might be kind of cool. To kind of go through the games together with people. Oh, this is the worst one that could have ever come. But I think I have the excess lives for this. I can run this one. Now I want to get rid of you first because you're the biggest problem. You are the biggest problem. I died. That's okay. Because now I've got exactly what I wanted. Now I've got exactly what I wanted. What I wanted was the newly hatched Zoa throat. Yeah, I think what happened is they all... There you are. I think they all just triggered at the wrong time. Like, they all triggered together, and they blasted through my power elixirs, and they blasted through all my healing. Blasted through my health, shield gating, all of it. Just blasted through all of it. But it was worth it. I would say it's worth it. Okay. Do I know where that other healing drone went, or did that thing get destroyed? I'm thinking the latter. That thing is... Okay, 2000. Holy moly. Okay. He's not fun at all. I'm dead. Wow. Okay. Okay, that's my fault for running. That's my fault for running. I probably should have fought him. But that was some BS, I'll be honest with you. I don't know how he was shooting me from across the map. I'm gonna put my hands up and say, everybody sucks here. I made the wrong choices. Dude, that's why. Do you know what it is? I feel like this game is a lot harder than it used to be. I feel like everything just hits so much harder. I feel like Rainstorm is the new Monsoon, and Monsoon is now some otherworldly level. I don't know if that's just me, but everything feels like it just hits so much harder. We got very lucky in that run, which is why I even survived as long as I did. But I just feel like that was such a turn for no reason. Spawn camped from the beginning, running down, can't break line of sight. Do you know what it is? I also hate these new maps. I feel like they're so open. They're so open, but so complicated for no reason. Why are you making floating platforms? Just make a map. Just make a map. Floating platforms, why? I don't know. Maybe I'm just bad. No, can't be. Can't be. I'm the greatest gamer in my household. But regardless, seems like today wasn't even a win. Just can't get it. But it's okay. I'm satisfied with that run. But yeah, I don't think I have anything more to say. So with that being said, I have been Seshto. I've been Grandpa Seshto. Thank you for hanging out with me, for listening to my tales. I hope you've had a good morning. It's nighttime for me. So I don't know why so none of that matters. Alright, you have a good night. If your week's been kind of crap, I hope it gets better for you. If your week's been great, I'm happy for you. I hope this video added something or took away something. Thank you for letting it be part of your life. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you continue to have a great day, or I hope you do have a better day. Take care, and goodbye.